I'm Max Crum, along with
Jack Turner.
And Keem Fitzsimons.
we're here to tell you about who we think's gonna win the divisions next year. First, we have the NFC South.
I personally think that the Falcons will take the NFC South because they have consistent players like Devonta Freeman, Julio Jones, and Matt Ryan who can make plays, and their defense is also indeed very good. And I think the Saints, although they are coming off a good year, they do play the Falcons late Week 12 on Thanksgiving night, and that will be indeed a key game. Um, However, I don't think they will do too well this year because I think they will have to make a choice between Mark Ingram and Alvin Kamara eventually, and I think that will hurt them when they drop one of those. And the Bucks, Mike Evans has had a slump last year, and the Panthers coming off a tough year, and I don't think they'll recover this year.
I think that the Saints would win the NFC South because Drew Brees I think is gonna have a breakthrough season along with Ingram.
All right. Next up, we have the NFC North.
In this division, there's the Vikings, the Lions, the Packers, and the Bears. The Bears, who are trying to rebuild their offense and defense by adding players like Allen Robinson and Taylor Gabriel to face defenses like the Vikings, Lions, and Packers. I do indeed think that the Packers are going to win because the Vikings defense is good. However, Packers, the Aaron Rodgers is back, Ty Montgomery's back. There are players like Randall Cobb and Jordy Nelson who are wonderful receivers. In the Lions, I don't think Matthew Stafford can deliver. Doesn't have that great wide receivers. No one in the backfield. So, yeah.
I think that the Bears would win the NFC North because of all the prospects that they're bringing in, and since the prospects have no experience in the NFL level, they could be amazing or they could be trash. So I'm just going with the Bears.
Next, we have the NFC West.
The Rams, Seahawks, Cardinals, and 49ers. I think the Rams will win this division. The Rams are coming off a year where they not only made the playoffs, but they definitely crushed their division. Seahawks didn't even make the playoffs last year, first time in a couple of years. Seahawks do have consistent players like Russell Wilson. However, they really need to work on finding a running back. Though they drafted a running back in the draft, they will really need to work on being able to find a consistent running back, potentially a veteran. And the Cardinals don't have a quarterback, and 49ers have Jimmy Garoppolo, and they have Carlos Hyde in the backfield and some not bad receivers. However, I still think the Rams will pull out.
I think the Rams would win because of all the playmaking that they have, and not only did they win the division, they absolutely creamed the competition. There's hands down, there's no competition in this division.
All right. Now we move to the AFC South. We have the Jaguars, Titans, Colts, and Texans.
I personally think that the Titans will win the division in this. Marcus Mariota and DeMarco Murray, and you've got the tight end Delaney Walker. They made it to did they make it to the playoffs last year? No, the Titans.
Yeah.
Yeah, Titans made it to the playoffs last year. So did the Jaguars, who advanced to the quarterfinals or the second round. But I think the Titans will pull out a win. I think Mariota's coming back much more confident, and I also think the Texans could do well. I think they might get the wild card spot, and the Jaguars.
I think that the Texans could win the division because of Deshaun Watson. He's the key of their offense, and he played really well last season. I think he could do even better this year.
Okay, now move on to the AFC North. This
Steelers, Ravens, Bengals, and Browns. I personally think the Steelers will win the division, and I think personally that Joe Flacco is getting old. So I don't think the Ravens will do too well, and Andy Dalton's coming off a slump season. But I do, however, think the Browns might probably won't, but they might just get the wild card spot with players coming in like Tyrod Taylor to lead their team.
I think that the Steelers would win the division because, such as players on offense like Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell, and Big Ben, and especially on the defense, they have players like Bud Dupree and players.
Next, we have the AFC West.
Chiefs, Chargers, Raiders, and Broncos. I'm sorry. I personally think that the Raiders are going to win this division. They've got players like Amari Cooper and Derek Carr, playmakers. Derek Carr isn't coming off a great season. However, 2 years ago, he tore his ACL late, where they should have gone to the playoffs, but didn't end up. The Chiefs got rid of Alex Smith and now have Patrick Mahomes as their quarterback, and Chargers don't have that many wide receivers and not a great defense. And the Broncos, they've been coming off some tough seasons, so I think the Raiders are going to win this division.
I think that the Raiders will win this division because of players like Michael Crabtree, Marshawn Lynch, and such, and they have a decent defense as well.
Alright, next we go to the NFC East.
Eagles, Cowboys, Redskins, and Giants. I personally think that this will be a really hard division, close division. We got the Eagles, who are coming off a Super Bowl win. They're very talented. Carson Wentz is coming back after his ACL tear. We got the Cowboys, Dak Prescott, consistent players like Ezekiel Elliott, and other players like that. And then we got the Giants, who might be signing Odell Beckham Jr. again. They've got players like Eli Manning who can make plays, veterans. So I definitely think this will be a close division. However, I do think the Eagles will pull out a second year in a row to the playoffs.
I think it will be between the Eagles and Cowboys because the Eagles have Zach Ertz and Vinny Curry and also Carson Wentz.
Alright, now to the AFC East.
This is our last division, and it is the Patriots, Bills, Dolphins, and Jets. I think the Patriots will pull out a good division win because they have made it to the Super Bowl two consecutive years and are looking to go into the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl a third time. The Bills got rid of Tyrod Taylor, so they are going to be used to their offense without him. The Dolphins, Ryan Tannehill coming back, and they will be getting rid of Jay Cutler probably, and the Jets are just struggling in general.
I think that the Patriots would win hands down because of Tom Brady, Gronk, Julian Edelman, Chris Hogan, and Mendola, James White, and players like that.
That's all the time we have. Thank you for joining us.